Brock Lesnar breaking in and destroying Seth Rollins. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. Brock Lesnar breaks in and destroys Seth Rollins. WWE shocker. WWE has just witnessed one of the most chaotic, unthinkable moments in recent history. On what seemed like an ordinary Monday Night Raw, all hell broke loose when Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate himself, did the unthinkable. Not scheduled, not advertised, not even hinted at, Lesnar stormed into the arena like a one-man wrecking crew and absolutely demolished Seth Rollins in a brutal assault that has left the WWE Universe in complete and utter shock. Rollins, who has recently aligned himself with Paul Heyman, turning his back on the fans and walking down a darker path, had no idea that his choices would come back to haunt him so violently, and so soon. Lesnar's invasion wasn't just about destruction. It was about vengeance. It was personal. Why did Lesnar target Rollins? What's behind this rampage? What does this mean for WWE moving forward? And how is Triple H going to respond after security footage revealed that Lesnar broke into the arena illegally, bypassing all protocol? Stay tuned as we break down the full carnage from start to finish, minute by minute, punch by punch. This is the story of how Brock Lesnar returned to WWE and made Seth Rollins suffer like never before. The calm before the storm. The night started off normally. WWE Raw was live from Detroit, and the crowd was electric. Seth Rollins opened the show, wearing his signature dripping gold suit, sunglasses on, arrogance oozing from every word. Fresh off his controversial partnership with Paul Heyman, Rollins declared himself the future of WWE, and mocked fans who dared question his loyalty. Rollins made it crystal clear that he was no longer the workhorse of the people. He was now the architect of his own empire, free from the burden of morality or tradition. With Heyman by his side, Rollins promised to reshape WWE in his own image, and his tone carried the kind of smugness that only someone completely disconnected from consequences could possess. He even dared to call himself the most dominant superstar of this generation. Bold words, for someone who had no idea that a beast was watching. Backstage, Paul Heyman was seen smirking in a private suite, sipping champagne, looking like the puppet master behind it all. But little did Heyman, or Rollins, know that someone was about to pull their strings. Security seemed tight. The entrance ramp was guarded. No one expected chaos. But in the shadows, Brock Lesnar was already in the building, unseen, silent, and boiling with rage. The break-in. While a tag team match raged on in the ring, the cameras suddenly cut to backstage, where alarms were blaring. Security guards were sprinting down the hallways. Something had gone horribly wrong. Footage from a backdoor security camera told the story. Brock Lesnar had forced his way into the arena, ramming a locked steel door open with a nearby forklift. It wasn't graceful, it was savage. Just raw, brute force. No WWE officials were expecting Lesnar. He wasn't cleared, wasn't scheduled, and hadn't been seen since his suspension months ago following his controversial loss at WrestleMania. Lesnar was supposed to be done. Retired, even. But clearly, the Beast doesn't do retirement. One by one, Lesnar bulldozed through anyone in his path. Cameramen, officials. A few brave security guards tried to intervene and were tossed like rag dolls. One was even F5 feet deep into a vending machine. Fans at home and in the arena didn't know what was happening yet. But when the live broadcast cut back to the ring, the crowd was already turning their heads toward the entrance ramp, and a terrifying chant started to build. Lesnar. Lesnar. The confrontation. Rollins, completely unaware of what was unfolding, was preparing for his scheduled main event match. As he was making his way to the ring, Paul Heyman's phone rang. He picked it up and immediately turned pale. "You have to get out of here," he whispered to Rollins. Now, Rollins laughed it off. "Paul, relax. No one's going to touch me. I'm untouchable." But then, the lights flickered. A loud crash echoed through the arena. The Titantron lit up with live footage of Lesnar walking through the backstage hallway like a storm. The camera was shaking. Production assistants were yelling. Lesnar was a man possessed. Rollins finally realized something was wrong. Very wrong. Before he could react, the crowd erupted in screams. Lesnar burst through the curtain at the top of the ramp and locked eyes with Rollins. There was no hesitation. Rollins tried to run. Lesnar caught him mid-sprint, tackling him into the LED boards. Sparks flew. The crowd lost it. What followed was a merciless beating that will be replayed for years. Lesnar dragged Rollins to the ring, smashing his head into the steel steps, then tossing him inside like a lifeless doll. He mounted Rollins and delivered hammer fist after hammer fist, causing referees to beg him to stop. But Lesnar wasn't done. The destruction. The Beast hoisted Rollins onto his shoulders and delivered not one, not two, but 3 F5s. Each one more devastating than the last. Rollins was convulsing. Fans chanted, "Holy S***." Lesnar threw a steel chair into the ring and placed Rollins' ankle in it. He climbed the turnbuckle. Every person watching knew what was coming. Then, bam! Lesnar stomped down on the chair with all his weight, crushing Seth Rollins' ankle. Rollins let out a blood-curdling scream. Commentators were speechless. Corey Graves whispered, "This is hard to watch." Lesnar, red-faced and breathing like a war machine, stared into the camera and shouted, "You think you can trust Paul Heyman? You think you're me?" This wasn't business. This was betrayal. It became clear. Brock Lesnar was enraged because Paul Heyman, his former advocate, had replaced him with Seth Rollins. Lesnar felt abandoned, betrayed, discarded. And tonight, he made sure everyone paid attention. Officials stormed the ring. Lesnar shoved them all away. It wasn't until Triple H himself stormed down the ramp with security and screamed at Lesnar to stop that the Beast finally dropped the chair and backed away. Lesnar raised his hands, a twisted smirk on his face, and exited through the crowd like a madman on the run. No music, no celebration, just destruction. Rollins, meanwhile, was loaded onto a stretcher, his ankle clearly shattered, his face bloodied, his future in doubt. The fallout. The wrestling world exploded. Social media erupted with clips of the attack. Hashtags like #BeastReturns and #Rollins destroyed trended worldwide within minutes. WWE.com issued a breaking news update. Seth Rollins hospitalized with a broken ankle and potential concussion. Brock Lesnar facing legal consequences for illegal arena break-in. Paul Heyman was nowhere to be found. Backstage, chaos continued. Superstars were interviewed with raw, emotional reactions. Cody Rhodes. "I don't condone what Brock did, but Seth had this coming." Aligning with Heyman. "That's asking for betrayal." Sami Zayn. "Brock went too far. But this is what happens when you bring snakes into your camp. You get bit." Rhea Ripley. "Honestly, I'm scared. If Lesnar can do this to Rollins, no one is safe." Triple H addressed the media, visibly shaken. "Brock Lesnar was not authorized to be here tonight. There will be consequences, legal and corporate. We are not taking this lightly." But the bigger question remained. Is this the beginning of a Lesnar warpath? Is he back for vengeance, or to burn everything down? Paul Heyman's silence. The only voice missing in all of this chaos was Paul Heyman. For a man known for